Today we are diving deep into the most amazing and complex thing on the entire planet, you. We're going to break down the four fundamental building blocks that make you who you are. So let's jump right in. I mean, seriously, have you ever just stopped and wondered about that? If you could zoom in, past the skin, past the muscles and bones, what are the absolute base ingredients? It turns out it's not nearly as complicated as you might think. So, to make sense of all this, we're going to use a little analogy. Let's imagine your entire body is one giant, non-stop, bustling city. Every single thing that happens, every structure, has a critical role to play in keeping this whole metropolis running smoothly, 24/7. So here's our tour guide for today. We're going to visit the four most important districts in this city. First, the power grid that keeps all the lights on. Then we'll meet the workforce that builds and repairs everything. After that, we'll check out the storage warehouses and the city walls. And we'll finish up at City Hall, where the master blueprint is kept. Our first stop is the city's power grid. This entire operation is run by a group of molecules called carbohydrates. And believe me, without these guys, the entire city would just go dark. Carbohydrates are your body's go-to for quick energy. They're the power plants, the gasoline in all the city's cars. Whenever a cell needs to get something done, and I mean right now, it turns to carbs for that instant jolt of fuel. And what's wild is that this incredibly vital fuel is built from just three super simple elements: carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen. That's it. These are the basic raw materials that power your entire city. So yeah, their number one job is providing that quick burn energy, mostly in the form of glucose. But they do more than that. They're also like short-term battery packs, storing a little energy for later. And they even help cells recognize each other, acting like signposts on the city streets so everyone knows where to go. Okay, so our city has power, the lights are on, but you still need a workforce to actually build things and get stuff done, right? That brings us to our next district. If carbs are the fuel, proteins are the workers who use that fuel to do, well, just about everything. And I really do mean everything. Proteins are your construction crews, your repair teams, the city's delivery drivers, and the security guards, all rolled into one massive, versatile workforce. They are the ultimate doers of your body. Now, to build such a highly skilled workforce, you need a few more ingredients. You still have the carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen, but the crucial addition for proteins is nitrogen, and sometimes a bit of sulfur. These extra elements allow them to form all kinds of complex shapes to do their jobs. And just look at this job description. They build the city's infrastructure, your muscles and skin. They act as enzymes, which are like hyper-efficient project managers that make sure all the chemical reactions happen on time. They're the transport system carrying oxygen around, and they're the city's army in the form of antibodies. What an incredible workforce. All right, we have power and we have a workforce. But any good city needs long-term planning and good security, right? That brings us to our third stop, the city's storage facilities and its protective walls, all managed by lipids. Lipids, which you probably just call fats, have this brilliant dual role. First, they're the city's massive warehouses, storing huge amounts of energy for a rainy day. And second, they are the actual walls and barriers of every single building, controlling exactly what comes in and what goes out. Their raw materials look pretty familiar, mostly carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen. But the way they're put together is totally different, and it gives them a special power. They don't dissolve in water, which, is pretty perfect if you're trying to build waterproof walls. Some key lipids also contain phosphorus, which is essential for making those membranes. So just think about their main jobs. They store energy way more efficiently than carbs do. They form the literal walls around our cells. They provide insulation to protect important organs. And they even act as long-distance messengers, like hormones, that send signals across the entire city. Power, workers, walls. Our city is looking pretty complete. But hang on, there's a huge piece missing. Who's in charge here? Who has the plans? Well, for that, we have to go to the city's central command, the headquarters of the nucleic acids. This is it, the absolute heart of the whole operation. Nucleic acids, like the famous one, DNA, are the master blueprints. They're stored safely in a central library, and they contain every single instruction for building every protein, for running every system, for absolutely everything. Now, to build something this important, you need the full toolkit of elements. Nucleic acids use all five of the big ones: carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen, and phosphorus.
They are the most complex building blocks in our entire city.
And here's where it gets really clever. There's a division of labor. DNA is the priceless, one-of-a-kind master blueprint. It never, ever leaves the central library, which is the cell's nucleus. It's just too important. That's where RNA comes in. RNA is like a trusted messenger. It goes into the library, makes a working copy of a specific instruction, and carries that copy out to the construction sites so the protein workers know exactly what they're supposed to build.
So when it comes down to it, their job is all about information management, storing the code, transferring the code, and using that code to control every single thing that happens in the city. And of course, making sure that when the city grows, the new parts are built to the exact same specifications.
And here it is, the entire city map, all laid out for us. 4 fundamental types of molecules built from just a handful of elements, all working together to create the unbelievable complexity that is you. From the quick jolt of energy from a carb to the master code of life itself, it's truly amazing. So when you think about what you're made of, just remember these 4 things. You're built from these 4 pillars. You've got the power to act, the workforce to build, the storage and structures to protect you, and the blueprints to guide it all. Everything you eat, everything you do, it's all about supplying and directing these 4 components. You're in charge of this incredible city. So the only question left is, now that you know how it all works, what amazing things are you going to build with it?